All the love that I needed, you gave it to me. You know that you taught me what love was meant to be. Now I found a cure to all of love's uncertainty. Baby, this time it's so special to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, I speak to legends all the time. I know legends, but there's a legend out there that just, you know what, this guy, I just hope he just gives me a brilliant story, which I know he is, because he's one of the pioneers of the sound systems of the big name that went around. But before that all happened, he was a young boy, I believe, partly started off in West London and South London, I do believe. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome the one and only Mr. Legs from
Latest edition.
How you doing, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine.
Do you know what? Thank you so much for allowing this, because I know you're not an easy cookie to get to do interviews, at least anyway. I know that you're not. You're kind of a quiet guy. Or are you one of those secret lemonade drinkers that stays in the corner and watches him and says? Because they always say the quiet ones are the ones to watch out for, not the one that's blah 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 blah. You know.
Apparently.
But thank you so much.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, without no further ado, because I know you're ready for this as well, I would like to say, Legs. I've got to say Legs, because he ain't going to give me his name. But I'm going to say, Legs, this is all about your life.
Thank you.
So, Legs, obviously we're going to get to the reason why you're called Legs.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got your name, the government name that we all know.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's a secret lemonade drinker. But how did it start with your schooling? Because you were brought up in West London, I believe.
Brought up in West London, Kilburn to be exact.
Okay.
To be exact, near Maidavale. Mm-hmm. Went to school. Went to Barry Hill School in St John's Wood. That was my primary school.
Okay.
Went to a couple of primary schools because of issues with my mum and dad at the time. So I went to quite a few schools. Ended up at my first secondary school was Quinton Kennedy School.
Can I cut you there? Was that because you were an unruly child?
No, it was more to do. We moved more because to do with my mum and dad.
Okay.
Stuff that was going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the schooling, did you enjoy school?
Yes, I did. Well, for a while. I mean, I truanted a little bit. I went to my secondary school. I went to Quinton Kennedy and I was there for a couple of years. Then I went left, and then I had like a tutor for a little while, and then I went to Haverstock School in Chalk Farm.
Right.
And then after that, I went to boarding school.
Are you the only sibling?
No, I've got a brother who's a year younger than me. And 4 years younger than me, and I've got two sisters as well, so there's four.
And what were you studying when you were at school? What was your favourite subject?
Maths and physics.
Really?
Or not, yeah. I was quite good. But
was that because of money?
No, nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it, just that.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was part of it.
Were you a good boy at school?
Yes, I believe I was. Well, apart from when I went to Haverstock School. But that's because of the racism that was in the school. So
okay.
Me and my few friends had to sort of defend ourselves and that lot in there. And I ended up losing my place there. And I ended up having private lessons for a little while and then ended up going to boarding
So you
school.
were a little bit of a disruptive boy?
I wouldn't really want to take the blame
because
fully.
I wouldn't have seen you as I say, the quiet ones are the ones to watch out for.
Yeah.
But I've never noticed you to get in any controversy or anything, but I have heard that you're a hard person to cook. Is that right?
I'm very careful about who I pick as my friends.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I would say. So that's why some people would say that. There's other people that would say, no, Lex is alright. Sort of thing. Yeah.
Right. So after schooling, it went on behind the scenes. You obviously got a little bit dabbled into the music. You were very into the music. Was that because, did that come through dad or mum was into music? How did you manage to gripe music?
This is really strange. I used to go to church, and then I had a friend called David Campbell, and I was about 12 years old, and he had a friend called Big G. Glenroy.
Glenroy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
hit it off.
Yeah, we were friends. So he was David's friend really, but then we started going around together and stuff, like riding our bikes and stuff like that. And I didn't used to go out. I didn't go out at all. I used to go to church and whatever. And Glenroy used to go out, and he brought me to my first rave actually.
Wow.
Sound system it was Phoenix actually in Kilburn. There's a club called Phoenix.
What age group is that?
I was about 13, 14.
Wow.
Yeah, and then after that we went to this club called Kingfishers.
So he influenced you?
I would say yes. I would say that.
Wow.
I would say. I mean, I've always liked music, but going out wise, I would say that G would be responsible for that.
Tell me your very first tune you ever bought.
Oh my gosh.
Or I wouldn't even say bought, because we ain't got that far yet. I would say basically that you used to listen to.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't even matter if it's pop or cheese.
I've always liked rockers music.
Okay.
U-Roy, I-Roy, especially
yes.
Joe Wash, all that Dennis Brown, and
Yellow Man, all that sort of stuff.
Before that, before that. So I'm quite old.
Daddy Ringo.
Yeah, that's after. That's later on.
Okay,
but
okay.
Yeah,
so you're really a reggae man.
Originally, yes, yeah.
Wow.
But I've always liked soul. Right. As well, and like the first sound I ever listened to properly that I proper followed, that well, me and G followed, was a sound called Success Sound in Northwest London.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they still going today?
No, I think. Do you know D-Roy record label? D-Roy record label.
No,
record label. He owns it anyway. I think he went to Jamaica.
Okay.
And that lot, but yeah.
Okay. So when you were with G and stuff like that, did he say to you, you ought to start collecting these things? How did that come?
Is it something that I just done? But
with your pocket money?
A little bit, with that. But it wasn't really until later on I started actually getting serious about buying music and that lot. And I've always liked black soul American music, like from the 70s. I've always liked it, and early 60s as well.
So you're talking, we're going now for the rare grooves, aren't
we? Because it's before it was rare groove.
Before it was rare groove, it was just old soul.
Old soul music, and I've always liked it. And my dream when I was younger was to always have a room full of music like that, which I've got, as you can see.
But after that time there, it got to a stage where your liking of music, working... What were you doing when you left school after having this sort of fan base of liking music? What sort of job were you doing to fund your music? Because you got a little bit older now, didn't you?
I mean, I worked in a shoe shop for a little while.
Right.
But my main job was I worked in a nursery. I was a nursery officer.
Okay.
For about 5-6 years.
Is that like a latchkey worker?
No, actually working with nursery kids, like children between the ages of 2 and 4.
Brilliant.
I was like the first black
youth worker?
Nursery officer. I worked with kids.
Wow.
I mean, I got hired, and it was just by chance that even that happened as well.
And would you say most of your money went on music?
All of my money went on music.
Wow.
Everything. When I used to get paid, there was a guy called, do you know Victor from Street Life?
I think I do.
He used to sell me music. Him and this guy called Des, he does record fairs. I used to buy my music from
them. You talking about Desi?
No, this guy called Des. Okay. A lot of people, he does record fairs. He sold me a lot of music, and so Victor especially.
Tell me some of your sacrifices for music.
My sacrifices?
What did you sacrifice for music?
Everything. I've spent all of my money on music. Everything that I got went on music.
So you'd rather not eat because you were at home with your parents at that time, right?
No, I mean, I wasn't. Well, no, in the early stages I was, yeah. And sometimes I wouldn't give my mum the money that
you pretended you didn't have it.
Yeah, I'd spent all my money on records, all of my money.
But it grew across, because we've obviously only got a certain amount of time with you. But there was a situation that occurred, and that was when you decided, this is getting too good. I've got to now make these records make me some money.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even think of it like that, to be honest. Right. But me and G started doing promotions and stuff like that. We done Continental Wine Bar, Podium. We done a lot of things in that, and whatever. And I used to warm up, because I used to play at parties and stuff like that anyway.
But you were more known as a promoter, weren't you?
Yes. Me and G.
Tell us about your first time when you're promoting.
The first main thing that we done was Continental Wine Bar.
Yeah, which was in South London.
Yeah, and that was very, very successful. I mean,
but it was a place you took on that had...
we took it on.
It was a dangerous place, wasn't it?
It was kind of, it was. But the people, I mean, because I got to know like Desi
and
Barry and Tony Nix as well.
Yes.
They knew everybody from Brixton, and so they introduced us. So they was like our card, and G knows a lot of people as well. Yeah. So between them guys and that lot, we were kind of safe in South London.
Well, you did, because he was also, if I'm right, was he also partly, he was part of your clique, because you started up a sound called, tell everybody the name of your sound.
Who's that?
With Big G.
Well, we didn't have a sound. As such. Well, me and G, Big G.
When you grew up, you decided that you're going to start a sound. Yeah, you got to a certain age, and
G wasn't in the sound.
Oh, he wasn't in the sound.
No,
okay,
I was doing parties and that lot. With this guy called Michael, I haven't seen for millions of years, and this other guy called David Reed.
Right.
We were doing parties. I was doing lots and lots of parties, and then me and G was doing like promotions, and then I used to warm up and whatever. And I was encouraged by Jigs. One time, went through my record collection when I was in Continental. Desi's been a massive, massive influence on me. Absolutely supported me all the way. To be a DJ, he thought I was good enough. the brothers as well, Rambo, those guys.
So when you were DJing at these
I was warming
parties,
up,
warming up,
Yeah.
and you saw the buzz of the crowd, how did you feel?
I thought fantastic, and I kind of knew that I could do it as well, because there's a lot of times I'd go out and I'd think, you know, the DJ needs to change it now. I mean, you know, everybody's a critic, armchair critic, aren't they? But
And what was
I've
your
done that.
DJ name at that time?
It's always been DJ Legs.
DJ Legs.
Yeah.
And the reason why you were called Legs?
Legs is a name that, where did I get it from? There was a guy called Arnold from Kilburn, and we were actually looking for street names at that time, and he called me. It was either going to be Aaron, and I said no, not Aaron Boy, or it was going to be Legs. And plus, I do martial arts as well.
And you're tall. Because
Yeah.
I heard you talk about you do martial arts.
Yeah.
What made you get into the martial arts? Was that as a young boy you
I've
decided
always wanted
to take
to do
classes?
it. I've always wanted to do it.
So you're a fan of Jackie Chan and
Bruce Lee. And I used to go late night pictures.
Enter
and
the
that lot.
Dragon and stuff like
I've
that.
always wanted to do it. But I didn't do that. I didn't start doing that until like the early 90s.
Can you cut a man's windpipe just like that if you wanted
Probably. I'm a what belt am I? I'm an upper brown belt. I was fighting for my black belt, but then when I started working that lot, I had to kind of just stop. But I used to train like 3 times a week and stuff like that.
But those things don't really happen anymore because people don't care about man that can do the martial arts. And that.
People are wary though.
They're
if they know
wary
that you
of
can
you
do it.
if you don't know you're.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then obviously, you know, we have to skip a little bit if I'm right. Your sound, your very first sound system that you started up.
Oh, latest edition.
Latest edition.
Latest edition.
What made you sit there and think, I've got to start this empire name called the Latest Edition?
Do you know who mentioned it first was G said it. He said that wouldn't it be a great idea, because I was playing out a little bit and he was promoting and whatever, and he said wouldn't it be a good idea, because we was very, very close with Desi and Barry, wouldn't it be a good idea if we was to get together? And I said to him, I know he said a slightly different story, but this is how I remember it. I said, I don't think that Desi would go for it, because I think at that time Barry was away on holiday.
Yeah.
And so, because me and Desi was friends and we was collecting music anyway, I went and spoke to him and mentioned it to him, and he said it'd be a good idea. So we went and spoke to Barry, and that's how it started.
You did, because you were the founder of, tell everybody the name of the sound again.
Well, Latest Edition.
Latest Edition.
One of the founders. I mean, G was the person that mentioned it first, I must admit. And
That's where we tangled earlier.
Yeah.
Because I said that you started up with sound.
Oh,
together.
right, okay, yeah.
No, we didn't start a sound together.
No. What I'm saying is that he wasn't in the sound as
but he made the name.
Yeah, he was the manager. He managed Latest
That's
Edition.
where I was
Yeah,
coming
sorry.
He
sorry,
was your
G.
manager.
He managed Latest Edition. Yeah, he did. He managed Latest Edition.
Yeah, and managing Latest Edition, you've got an empire right now with that name. That name goes all over the world. Obviously, with the underground circuit that we have, it goes through all the sound systems, inspired as well. You've touched with the most DJs that are on the circuit now. They've all, at some point, come through your hands. How does that make you feel?
It feels fantastic, but if I'm totally honest, I try not to
You're
think
humble.
about it too much. I don't think about it too much. Do you know what? And I'd have to say this. I'm still surprised that people would want to pay money to listen to me play music, even now, right now. And I think that's the reason why you don't really hear me showing off or boasting about anything in that lot, because I'm actually genuinely surprised, but happy at the same time though, because I do believe in myself.
But you've recruited a lot of people as well.
A few people have been through the sound a couple of,
They've come and they've gone.
Come and gone, yeah.
We're talking about one of the ones that's obviously you guys, we're going to get to that later on. You do a big promotion together, which is, of course, you do a Rare Groove.
Oh, Rare Groove Legends.
Rare Groove Legends has been going for a very long time as well. And it's now noticed, and you do that with
Eastender, who was in Latest Edition as well.
Who's in Latest Edition.
Yeah, one of the original members.
How do you recruit somebody to come and join you? Is it that you watch the way they play, you watch their swagger and say, I want some of that?
Watch and listen carefully. And there's some DJs and MCs that are just hungry, and you can just see it in them. And if they'll listen as well, take advice and stuff like that, then yeah, they can be part of this journey.
Are you a type of person that will take criticism?
I can take it. But the thing is, I think that I will notice it quickly myself.
Your mistakes?
Yeah, if I'm playing and I'm not doing well, I'm not the sort of, there's some DJs that will stay on and try and whatever. I'm sort of person that think, you know what, it's not my day today. I'll come off. I'll say to the next DJ, you ready? And I'll come off. So I can take criticism.
Has there been a situation like that?
Not often, But it happens every now and then. It does happen every now and then.
And you say hands up.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's perfect, but most of the time, I would say that I play all right. Because there's times when I don't think that I played very well, and people have said, "Oh, that was great." So I'm my first and worst critic, I would say.
But wasn't EastEnder one of your suppliers as well?
He definitely
Tell
was.
everybody the shop that you met him in.
BAM Records.
BAM Records.
I used to go in there and buy music.
Whereabouts is BAM Records?
Peckham, right.
In the market.
Yeah. Still going as
Still
well.
going strong
as Maestro
today.
Records now.
Maestro, yes.
Yeah.
And of course, with that side of thing, realizing that you're going in a shop for years and you're buying music, and then the guy that's selling you the records is now part of your clique.
Yeah.
For you to persuade that to happen, that must be, I've done that. You must have been achieved when you agreed to do
I mean, we started playing that a little bit before.
because he was more reggae at the
Yeah,
time.
we was playing that a little bit before, so I needed somebody young that could play reggae music, and he was in the shop, and I got on really well with him. And so I asked him, and so me, him, and Jazzy J, we used to play out. We didn't have a name of a sound, but
Because you've had a lot of recruits. Tell everybody all your recruits. List them all out. List them all out, Legs.
Oh, who's been in the sound? Well, obviously there's Desi and Barry,
Yeah.
EastEnder. Do you know Jazzy J? He used to be with Mystery.
Yes.
He was in it.
MA.
MA for the longest time.
Yes.
He was like the main person. Jazzy D was in it for a small, short period of time as well. He was in it. Cuddler was working with me for a little while as well. Double O wasn't in the sound, but he worked with me.
Yeah.
I've had a few people come along.
So what makes them just disappear from you? Is it because you're hard work?
I think I probably am, but I don't know whether that's the reason why. Because I mean, well, if you look at MA was in the sound for over 25 years.
Yeah.
So I can't be that bad.
But for you to actually go to somebody and bust their bubble by telling them, I don't want you in the sound.
No, it doesn't happen like that.
How does it work?
I think I never ever have an argument with anybody. It's never like that. I think sometimes people just want to go off and do what they want to do, sort of thing.
And you sense that.
Yeah, and there's never any hard feelings on my side when that happens as well.
Right.
Life's too short.
It's definitely too short because, of course, Latest Edition being so massive right now, obviously a promoter, putting on loads of events as well, still promoting hard as well. But do you feel that the music business right now gets a hard time?
I think that we're all of at a certain age now, so I think we're all kind of still lucky to be here. When you look at the ages of most of us are over 50 years old,
And a lot of us are gone.
yeah. And like I said, I remember a time when me and Desi was in a club. I think it was Continental and that. We was laughing at the fact that I'm wondering how come this other DJ was a lot older than us, was still here and that lot. And I remember saying, both of us saying that I'd never want to be around at that person's age, and now I've gone way past that person's age.
But working with DJs, like when you're doing a set on the stuff, and a DJ, would you say copies your style or something like that? Or
I think.
what's
that
your
happens.
views? What's your views?
I think happen. I don't particularly like it. I know that people say it's flattery, but I don't particularly like it.
That's where I was going to go.
Yeah,
with
I don't like it because I think that people need to create their own sort of style and not be copying other people's style. So I don't particularly like it, but it's just one of those things.
And I noticed one of your gripes as well is that when a track is being played, it's just like being a radio presenter.
Yeah.
That you want someone to shut up when the vocal comes on.
100%. I really hate when people go out to hear music, they want the MC to encourage obviously the crowd.
Yeah.
But you don't want them talking all over when people are singing. I don't understand that. I don't get it. You know what I
From
mean?
the old days of what was going on in the music business, do you think those days will ever come back?
No, of course not. It's gone. Then the whole thing's changed. I think.
Has it made you decide, me as Legs, Latest Edition, I've done what I've wanted to do, now I can just sit down because it's nothing to look forward to?
I do. I mean, I still do one and two things, but yeah, I haven't got the same buzz as I had before. I would say that's gone a little bit, but people still look. You know, the reason why I'm still here is because of people. People want to hear me, and as long as people want to hear me, and Desi said the same thing. I'll be here. I love playing music.
So would you say there's a disrespect, a sense within the music? There's old soul, and then there's this new soul, which is new. You know where I'm going?
Yeah,
it's called Rare Groove, which is obviously neo soul.
Yeah.
What's your views on that now, with the state of old soul being called neo soul? All these new artists coming in as
it's
neo
good.
soul.
It's good. It has to happen, But if I'm totally honest, a lot of it I don't like. I think a lot of it just sounds poor. The production, the looping of a lot of the rare groove tunes. There's not a lot of creativity. There's only a very few tunes that I actually hear that I think, oh, that's really nice and that lot. And so a lot of it, if I'm honest, a lot of it I don't like. But there are people that are championing that type of music. What's his name again? Oh, the guys that do the Neo shootout, James Leng and them.
Okay.
Yeah. I think what they're doing is really, really good. But personally, for me, in that lot, when I listen to music, I'll get a lot of stuff, and sometimes it's very rare that something will hit me, sort of thing, that I'll like something.
So what's the music scene as it is right now, in a sense? If you could change it, how would you change it?
The whole scene you're talking about?
Yeah.
DJs need to stop booking their friends. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. Stop booking your friends. People need to book DJs that can do the job.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's 1 and 2 guys that are coming up that are doing all right. I'm watching them as well. One of your guys as well.
Bexley.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
A couple of little things he needs to do.
Yes.
To get yourself.
Have you
where he
sat
needs to
down
get.
and spoken to him?
I've spoken to him briefly, but not like fully. I know him, like we say hello. He shows a lot of respect to all of us.
Very humble guy.
Yes, extremely, and that lot.
But no one gives him a chance.
No.
Why do you think that is? They worried?
I think that.
And I ask that question to everybody.
No, I think
needs to be asked.
No, I think that he is. I mean, I know he can play everything, but I think he's more of a club DJ than an R&B DJ.
Yes.
And our scene is more R&B.
Older.
I think it's more soul music, 2-step soul music. Our scene is, even though we play everything, I think he's more of a club DJ. I mean, I would definitely, if I was keeping the dance and I was putting maybe Fifth Avenue Street Express on there, then he would definitely fit into that thing.
He'd be happy to.
He can play everything, but I think that he's more of a club DJ.
Yes.
And I think that he's building his brand, which is what he needs to do.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And I think the only other thing that, if I was to give him advice, I'd tell him to try and get a residence somewhere.
Oh, he's a resident in a few places.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He needs to I know he's playing out quite a lot now.
Yeah, he plays out a lot.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
He's one of the last guys that I would say that I've looked at and I thought, you know what, you're good.
Well, at the moment, this is what everyone's asking. Latest edition, is it just legs or have you got MC yet?
No, it's just me now.
Why did you decide to go that way?
It's not that I decided. I mean, the last person to actually be in the sound obviously was MA. Yeah. And I've gone in one direction and he's gone into another, basically.
Do you miss MA though?
A little bit. There's no argument or animosity or nothing. I haven't got an issue with him at all, and I'm sure he hasn't got one with me.
So if he knocked your door tomorrow and said, I want to come back, would you open that door?
He ain't going to do that.
Why? Is that because of pride?
No, it's not because of pride. But I think because he's doing whatever he's doing at the moment. I don't think he's. You'd have to ask him actually. But me personally, and that lot, great MC. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I haven't got no issues with him at all.
What makes a great MC?
Somebody who understands not to be talking over the music, talking the break in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you know what? You don't even. There's two things. I like guys that can host more than MC.
Yeah.
Because I think MCing is good for blues dancers and stuff like that. But I think when you're in the club, I don't think people care about your lyrics. Right. I think they want hosting, and there's only very few people that can do that properly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you've been all over the world. When I say all over the world, the places that...
A couple of places.
A couple of places, but you also travelled a lot abroad to go and get music as well,
Oh
didn't
gosh,
you?
yeah.
Why did you put yourself to that stage?
Because I wanted it. I wanted the music. And I knew that if I went to America, this was in the 90s, I knew that I could get it. And I did. Got what I wanted. So I was lucky.
What's the most you spent on music?
The most money I've ever spent on a tune?
Yeah.
Not a lot, because I've
Can
always
you
been
remember
early.
what track it was?
I mean, no, I can't think of when I spent a lot of money. I wouldn't say that I spent more than
100?
I don't think I spent more than £100, and I've got all the top rare groove.
You got
tunes.
everything?
Oh no, I haven't got everything, but I've got all of the main tunes. I've broken a lot of stuff as well with Dizzy, G as well. It's helped a little bit. I got stuff early, so a lot of stuff that people are chasing after that I've already got.
You also got a radio career as well, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Tell everybody all the stations.
I'm on Lightning Radio right now. Mm-hmm. I do a Sunday show. It's strictly rare groove. I've got a massive audience as well. humbly surprised. You know what I mean?
Why are you
Massive
surprised? The name alone says it all.
No, but it's not even. Yeah, but you
This
can.
tall guy that I would have thought that's why they called you Legs.
No, I think that the music that I play rare groove, but I try not to play. I play a little bit commercial, but not too much. Like you won't hear me play body fusion or anything like that. But
Too commercial?
You'd never hear that. You'd never hear that. I don't play commercial tunes, but I play semi-commercials.
So you're there to break?
I play stuff that I really like a lot. I've always done that, and I hope that people like it as well, and people do. So, yeah.
So what do you feel about DJs that now, that obviously we've got to try all different things, but there's a lot of refixes going out there?
I don't like them necessarily, if I'm honest. Because I've got a lot of original music. And I think some of them are done poorly. Some of them are okay, but some of them done poorly. I just like creativity. That's where I've come from.
Have you got any big remixers who you definitely say has got it going on?
Who can remix tunes really well? I don't really know. I think Val Pacino does remixes. He's never given me anything, but
right.
I think he does stuff. If I was to get any remixes in that lot, the main person that I would say I'll get music from would be Cass in
Manhattan.
He gives me whatever I want. He gives me. He's really, really generous. He's got a massive collection.
What do you think about this DJ world now?
Well,
Is
now,
is it cutthroat?
It is. Not for me, it isn't. But generally, yes, it is. People are booking, I don't know, friends. People are scared to sometimes to leave people off their dances because
maybe your price is too high.
No, my price is not high. I'm reasonable. If most people tell you, if you book me for a dance and you have a bad night in that lot, I'll walk away. I do that. So it's not that. Definitely not that.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think it is then?
But what?
Why do you feel that, of course, people like yourself, they won't book, as you say, they book their friends. Friends is cheaper, blah, blah, blah.
I don't think it's friends is cheap. I just think that, I don't know, I just think that people are scared to leave people off dances. That's what I think. I don't think it's fair or anything like that. I just think that, yeah, people are scared to do that. They're scared of upsetting, there'll be like a clique of DJs that will play together and they won't, do you know what it is actually? Let me be straight. There's a lot of politics in this game.
Could you tell me like?
Name me a DJ. I'm not going to say no names, obviously, but name me a DJ and I'll tell you who they're in politics with. Nearly every single DJ has got some politics with someone. Nearly.
Desi and Barry.
What about them?
You said everyone's got politics.
No, not them. I wouldn't say them.
Okay.
I mean, they're my brethren anyway.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that there's promoters and there's some DJs that have got issues with.
But
someone.
maybe some DJs have got issues with promoters who don't pay them or stuff like that. So
there's that.
They'd rather stay away.
But there's a lot of DJs that are promoters as well.
True.
And
that's a point.
Right. So, and I think that
promoters are putting on promoting events.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of DJs that are promoters and that lot will book.
Well, you're a promoter.
Yeah.
So let's go down that road of a promoter.
Yeah.
When you look at a DJ there, what merits do you say he can sell me? I want to come to your rave.
Yeah.
Legs. And basically, or you put me on your gig and you said, Peter, it's 20 tickets.
Yeah.
Are you going to expect me to sell those 20 tickets?
I want you to try, but you don't have to.
Okay.
When I do Rare Groove Legends and that lot, sometimes it sells out, but sometimes the DJs don't necessarily sell all their tickets and that lot. It's not dependent on that. What I want you to do though, I want you to try and encourage people.
Yeah.
There are some people, if you don't give them no tickets and that lot, they're not going to mention it. So if you give them tickets, they'll do their best to promote it. And it doesn't matter whether I don't care whether you sell tickets or not, because at the end of the day, promoters are there to promote it, actually, really.
We're going to go back to Rare Groove Legends, and because obviously we've got to work out who's the founder of the name, etc. But we're going back to your radio stations, because you ain't only just done Lightning, have you? You've been on a few stations.
I've been on Unique.
Yes.
I was there for a little while. Sky for the longest time.
Yes.
G Station. Just left my mind now. Irie FM.
Irie.
That's it, yeah. I've got there. G again. You've done another station. G. You've done another station with Mendoza in Brixton. Was it Touch FM, I think it was?
When you first went on air and you done your first show,
were
you nervous?
Very very nervous.
Was
And
it
the first-
different from you playing in the club or in a warm up?
Yeah, I mean, when I started going on, when I was on the radio, I wasn't even playing out yet properly. The first person I ever met when I went on the radio was Mike at MJR.
Okay.
Actually, in Continental, because there was a radio station there, and that's how I found Continental. And he used to come on after me, so I've known him since the 80s. Mike MJR, rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah,
That was a big loss. When
Yes,
he sadly
definitely.
passed, isn't it? Because he was a
believe
big promoter as well.
couldn't
wasn't
believe it. The biggest promoter.
he?
I
Yeah,
couldn't believe it.
yeah.
Yeah,
It hurt a lot of people. It did.
Definitely.
And a lot of the soldiers are going because, of course, you're talking Fox,
yes.
who was
oh my
one of your
gosh.
big. That was a hurter of all.
That killed me. Seriously.
He was one of my very, very good friends.
Yeah. Fantastic guy.
100%.
Generous.
100%.
Supportive.
But don't piss him off.
Do you know what? I never ever saw that side of him.
Yeah.
I know, what he can be like.
Yeah.
I never ever.
He was the most beautiful
so
person.
reasonable. He was
100%.
fantastic to me.
And he's missed today.
Absolutely. But the legacy with Lightning still goes on. So we big up the management team. I don't know if they want me to mention names, and I won't.
Yeah, it's
But
up to you.
yeah, they probably won't want me to mention them, but they know who they are. I'd like to pick them up. You know what I mean? They're keeping everything going and trying to move things forward as well. So good
Well,
luck
we
to
have
them.
to move on. And talking about moving on, this pandemic, I call it.
Yeah,
Has it really ruined you at all?
I wouldn't say it's ruined me. I would say it's affected me.
Right.
But the good thing about it is that I didn't do any of those Facebook Live stuff and that lot. I didn't want to. I kind of just withdrew.
I've
whatever.
noticed you keep out a mix.
I do my very best to do that because I've been around such a long time. I know what kind of things can get you into trouble. I've seen it. People gossiping, people talking, people mixing. The best thing to do is just to keep away from it, and that's what I
But
do.
a lot of people thrive on it and it keeps the world going around.
For them, not for me. I've got no interest at all. I just want to go out, play my music, have a great time, and that's it. I'm not interested in anything else. I don't want to know about what that person's done, who that person's going out with. I've got no interest at all
Well,
whatsoever.
what people do need to know, Red Groove Legends has been going for a little while now.
Yeah.
Who's the founder of that name?
Me and EastEnder, I think. Oh God, you know what? It might be EastEnder, but we both of us did have some names. And
Talking
that
about
came up.
EastEnder,
Yeah,
a lot of people don't recognise, but you made up his name, didn't you?
I did actually. You've done your homework.
Tell everybody what happened.
He used to be called Super Kid. That was his DJ name, and I said to him, "You can't have that name." I just knew that weren't going to last. I knew he was going to be successful,
Yeah.
and I said to him, "What area are you from?" And he said East London. I said to him, East Ender, and that's how you got the
And
name.
it's stuck.
Yeah,
And it's made him a household name.
he's made himself a household name, but yeah, he's doing extremely well
Yes.
as well. Yeah,
And of course, you guys have got a brand now,
yeah,
Red Groove Legends. It's been going for a very long time.
quite a few years. Yeah.
And it's got the people.
Yeah, again, that surprised me as well, that people would, because when you go there, it's strictly Red Groove, there's nothing else. It surprises me that people would want to come out and just listen to that all night for like 6 hours.
And you get young people there as well, don't you?
That surprises me again. I can't
What do you think
believe
it is?
I don't know. I think maybe it's just the music. I don't know. Maybe they're influenced by their parents and whatever. It's possibly that, because there's a certain people that come to the Red Groove Legends who are young, and they're bringing all their friends with them. And I'm thinking, I remember there's a guy. I'm not going to say his name, but there's a guy that comes all the time, and he's in his 30s. Brings all of his friends. They get a table and they're raving to the music. Obviously, they're influenced by their parents. Absolutely surprised.
So
Seriously.
what made you call it that name?
But Red Groove Legends.
Were you sleeping and you just said that? EastEnder?
No,
No,
we had a list of names. We had a
Right.
list of names.
From?
I mean, gosh, I can't even remember. But I've got their
that
name.
one name stuck.
Yeah, it did. And the DJs are on it, are legends as well. So we only have legends on there. People people that we know have got.
That's no disrespect.
No,
but
no.
It's
For
really
people that have got the
about
music.
pioneers.
Yeah, people that have actually got
Record fairs, travel all over the
Yeah,
world,
yeah.
know their music.
Yeah.
So
People
when
that have
someone
got
goes up
vinyl.
and says, "Do you know the name of that tune?"
Yeah.
and they turn around,
yeah. Every single DJ on there has got vinyl. You can put them in a dance, and they bring their vinyl, and it'll be exactly the same. There'll be no difference. We don't have DJs on there that haven't got no music, like vinyl music, like Rare Groove. So we keep it like we keep it authentic, and obviously a lot of people from back in the day love that music, so they come out and support it. This is absolutely fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah.
And you also, of course, you play abroad a lot as well.
Not recently, but I've
No,
been,
obviously, 'cause of the pandemic,
Yeah, but I've
it's
been abroad a
stopped.
couple of times. I've been abroad.
What's the difference between abroad and here? Do you get more of a buzz?
Yeah, I think people are more up for raving. When people go out, they're more up for it. They're not waiting for other people to come, because normally when you go abroad, everybody comes in at the same time, just like a boat thing.
Yeah.
So the dance starts straight away. There's no warm up. I've been abroad and I've really enjoyed it. And
Right.
like I said, people come out and start raving straight away, just like on boats and stuff like that as well. So yeah, I love it.
Boat parties. A lot of people are doing a lot more of those.
Yeah,
As well.
yeah.
What do you think? Land, boats.
Boats
What's
are
your-
good because, again, you get people out and they start raving straight away.
Right.
Because of the pandemic, and it's early, it's like during the day. Doing a club rave and that lot, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Whether people are going to want to go back out the same way as they did.
Yeah.
But day parties seem to be the thing, and boat trips and that, and that's good. But the only thing with that is that that's seasonal. I mean, after, by the time the end of September comes and that lot, that's probably going to stop. Just like the day parties, and then people are going to have to go back into clubs. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Rare Groove Legends, here we come.
So going back to the situation of what we're talking about, as I call it, the pandemic, and it's stopped. Now
Yeah.
people are taking this jab thing, and you can't go into a club unless you're taking this jab.
Well, I'm not too sure how that's going to be managed. So I don't know whether that's going to happen. I think there's
You
been.
think they're doing that to scare us?
I'm not sure. I think we'll have to wait until the end of September, because I think there's going to be another announcement. But I think they're trying to get everybody to take the jab, yes. And I think I've heard that the jab, they're saying now the jab only lasts for 6 months, so they want people to take a booster. So I just don't know. I don't know. But we'll have to see. I mean, the jab's a personal choice thing.
I have 3 things when I do my interviews. It's called the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh gosh.
So we're going to start off first within the industry, and I like people to be as real as it is.
Yeah.
Don't need to say names. But first we're going to ask you, what are the good things about the industry since you've been in it over 40 years and strong?
The fact that people are willing to pay to go out to listen to us entertain. I mean, especially for me, I'm still amazed that people will do that. It's amazing. That's the good thing about it. And there's some nice people as well to meet as well. So that's the good thing I'd say about it.
Yeah.
The money you can earn from it goes back into, like all the vinyl that, as you can see, got thousands and thousands of records in.
You have?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Would you ever sell it?
Yeah, of course I would.
You would?
For the right price, yeah.
You've got to the stage now where...
What am I going to do? I've recorded a lot of it. I record music every single week. I record at least 10, 12 tunes every single week, because I'm on the radio as well.
So this is the archive.
Yeah.
And have you got kids, sorry, to ask?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Are they in the music business?
No.
None at all?
No.
I have to ask this, and I know some people say, Pete, that's a cliche, but do they see Daddy as famous?
Do they see Daddy as famous? I think so, probably.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're big kids.
Are they come to your events?
My daughter does, yeah.
Okay. Does she love it?
Yeah. Should I give her how old I am? They're
I
old.
would say...
They're old.
No, but you see, with you, I would say that you're definitely in your 50s.
Yeah.
I'll say 56.
Okay.
Am I right?
You can say that.
He's not telling you.
No.
He's not telling you, ladies.
No.
But you look so young and healthy. Is that big? Do you go gym and all stuff?
I was doing that, but I think staying out of gossip keeps you young.
Because there's a dangerous thing called social media.
Yeah.
Do you reckon social media can ruin a DJ in one day?
I don't know about that. Possibly, maybe, possibly. I think you have to be careful how you go on it, which is why you don't really see me on there.
Yeah.
When I'm on there promoting, and it's nice to, school friends actually contact you and stuff like that. But yeah.
So the goodness is, of course, people coming to your events, partying, enjoying,
Yeah.
and stuff
Love
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
And obviously, you have a good. That's the good.
Yeah.
But then you have the bad. What's the bad side?
Touch T said this. not enough unity between the DJs and promoters. Is not enough.
Right.
So I would say that's the bad.
How do we achieve that?
And listen to what Touch T said, because I listened to, and he was right in what he said. I think he said about people need to sit down. The only thing about it is that's never going to happen. It's too late.
Would you say that's because we've all got a big ego?
There's a lot of egos, but we're all, look how old we're all in our 50s and whatever. I think it's going to be hard to change people, and some people think.
But how can the youngsters change if we're not going to change?
I think that we need to disappear at some point and let the youngsters come in and do what they're doing. But like I said, I'm surprised that people still want to hear us and stuff like that. Maybe the youngsters are not playing the music that we're playing, I don't know. Maybe one of the reasons why we're all still here.
Right.
When you think about how old we all are as well.
Why didn't you step into doing a nightclub and that? Because obviously from being a DJ, promoter, you would have thought nightclub or wine bar or something.
I played in wine bar. How do you
I'm talking about yours.
Oh, no. The thing about wine bars and clubs, if you notice that a lot, apart from maybe porkers and whatever, give them like 2-3 years and then they're gone. They don't last long.
Why?
I think, I don't know, people's behaviour is part of it. I think that people get bored. We get bored quickly. Right. We go somewhere for a little while, and then after that, it's just whatever. I don't know. Like, look at Players Club. Look how popular that was.
That was brilliant.
And then how long did it last?
Yeah, but Basil went though, didn't he?
Is that the reason why that closed down?
I think so. Yeah, Basil gave it up, and he went broad.
Oh right, okay. He could have still kept it going though.
He could have, but could he trust anybody?
Yeah, I'm sure he must have people around him that he could have done that with.
But that's you know.
Yeah, but
neither here or there.
I think that clubs don't last long, and it's risky. Neighbours and stuff.
You won't get into that. But you would have liked to have one.
I've never really thought about it like that. I've always just wanted to just play music and that lot. That's always been my first love.
Yeah.
So, not really.
Are you looking to start your own agency?
No, not now.
With DJs, all the youngsters?
No.
Bring them up?
I mean, I always give people advice. If somebody would listen, anybody that I've met who I don't know, and if I get close to them and stuff like that, I'll give them advice and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You have the good, you have the bad, and there comes the ugly. But is the ugly and the bad the same?
It's the same. And what I would say, too much gossiping. People need to stop that. You know what I mean? People need to just concentrate on their music and doing what they're doing and stop gossiping about other people and what music they've got and this, that and the other. People need to just stop doing that.
Right.
They need to stop. I think that'd be a good thing.
And that's your real gripe?
Yeah, that's the only... it doesn't affect me as such because I keep out of it, but sometimes people know not to come to me with gossip because I'm not interested. Not interested.
You have a situation now that there's, and I find it very hard that you can't answer this question.
What's that?
I want you to tell me 5 sounds.
That's impossible.
It's not impossible.
It is. Do you know how much DJs that I know and that I respect?
It doesn't matter. You just have to add it by saying, if I've missed you out, that is. But in your mind...
There's these 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. How about that? How about that?
Come on, Legs.
It's difficult.
Legs, how's it difficult?
Desi.
1.
Right.
Listen, now, obviously on Desi, you're talking about Selector's sound.
Selector,
sound.
Mentor, everything.
Right, Des.
Yeah.
Go on.
What, Selectors?
Go on.
It's hard. Ali?
2, Studio.
It's hard.
It's not hard.
It is. Because there's sounds that I would put together. Like I like Hyper and Fifth Avenue, for instance. I would put them together.
Hyper
and Fifth Avenue, yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised that Nigel B doesn't get mentioned. He's very good. He's a good selector.
Right.
I couldn't. Galflex.
Okay.
There's lots
You've
of
done
people.
3. You've done 3. You can do 2.
No,
You can.
I can't.
Everybody's done it. You can do it.
I can't. And everybody hasn't done it.
Like who?
Touchy had to get back to
No,
it.
one more.
One more.
But come on, you can't leave this forum without saying 5 because Touch has gone down to 4. So you got to go 5.
It's difficult. 'Cause like, I like Dennis Company and I like Manhattan, the same.
Saturday, you're 2.
Then that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
Are
though?
you
It's
saying
difficult.
Company Soul Sound?
Company Soul Sound and Manhattan together.
Manhattan.
Fifth Avenue and Hyper together.
Okay.
I like them together. I
So
like Mystery.
you don't want them as they are?
No, I wouldn't. I'd put them together. I couldn't separate. Honestly, and there's lots of girl flex. There's lots of sounds that are good. It's hard, honestly. And I've thought about this. I've even written it down.
Okay.
It's difficult.
So you can't round them up to 5.
No, honestly.
You've got to 3. You said studio, yeah?
I like Ali a lot.
You said, of course, the almighty Desi.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah? You said company.
Company in Manhattan.
And Manhattan together, which would make up the 4.
No. But then I said Hyper and Fifth
And
as
then
well.
you said, okay. But
I love Gelflex as well. I think they're
Gelflex.
absolutely fantastic sound.
Girl Flex.
It's hard.
Okay, MCs.
I'm not going to mention. Everybody knows who the good MCs are on our
Who
scene.
are they?
Everybody knows Hollywood. I wouldn't want to mention them. Barry White,
2.
Dodd. I mean,
3.
yeah, but I wouldn't put them as my MCs right now. Frankie Beverly.
When you let
IP.
4.
Glamzino.
5.
That's 6.
There you go.
There's more.
There-
MC Marvelous, Greg Juxi. There's so many.
Okay.
Polito.
Okay. So that's not a right question to ask.
It's difficult. I've worked with these guys and they're all good. I mean, right now, I love IP. I think he's really good. Up and coming. ELC. He's good. I love Frankie Beverly. I think they're good. They can do everything. Glamzino, Juxi Polito. I'd put them in a different thing, but they're good. As well as the veteran original DJs like, Mystery, Tony Nix, Hollywood Dodd, Barry White. You know what I mean? There's like 2 sets.
If you're going for
the sets of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, Double O can do it. Brandy Lee's good on the mic. I love working with him. It's hard. It's hard.
So what is it that Legs wants to do before he hangs his gloves up and say, I've done it all?
I just wanted to keep playing music. I want people to enjoy it. When they stop enjoying it, when they've had enough of me, then I'll quietly disappear. But
would you hand it over to anybody?
It's difficult because the sort of music that I play,
Yeah.
is hard. I would think it'd be difficult. Hand it over to who?
Don't know.
I haven't got any young people around me like that.
So no one could follow in your footsteps?
Not for the sort of music that I play. I mean, I think, and I've said this, I think that when people like me, Desi, Mystery, Tony P, when we go, I think the music will go with us. The rare groove.
Do you reckon it'll fold up?
I think so. Well, the young people are not playing rare groove, are they?
No.
So that's gonna, when we've gone, it's gonna go with us. I'm happy to give them, music, the young ones if they wanted it.
Yeah.
But they're doing their own thing, aren't they? A lot of them. So.
So your plans on your shows? Tell everybody if you've got any new plans for any new big shows coming.
I mean, how do you mean? You're talking about
your previous one, the ones you've got going at the moment.
what on the radio? You're talking about
on the radio?
No, I mean, I'm just going to keep doing my Sunday 8 till 11. It's massive. I'd like to expand it. I've heard that going on Mixcloud is a good idea. I'm not too sure how that's going to work because I'm on.
You're not technical.
I could be. If you show me something, I'll know how to do it. If.
But virtual is the way now, isn't it?
Is it though? When you play music, doesn't it cut out on all that lot? Sometimes.
It depends how your internet is.
Does it?
100%.
Well, when I say it cut out, doesn't the music cut out like if you play certain tunes because of the algorithm?
Well,
and stuff like
Mixcloud
that?
it doesn't.
Doesn't it?
Not really, no. It usually happens on Facebook because Facebook don't accept certain amount of levels. They know you've got loads and loads of people, they'll cut you off.
But isn't it only live while you're doing your show? You can't save it, can you? I don't think you can save it so people can watch it.
I think you can.
Can you?
I think you can in the sense that you can follow the URL and then download the link. I think you can.
I think that would be my next thing. I don't really like the camera.
You don't. None of us do, but it's the way. It's the new way.
I'm probably willing to do something like that.
So being in clubs at the moment, don't that scare you with what's going on at the moment? Now they're saying, you get near someone who only got to breathe on you.
Yeah,
you get phone calls left, right.
But I'm careful about where I go. There's quite a few things that I should have been doing and that I haven't done. A couple of places I thought there's gonna be too much people there, so I'm just being really careful at the moment. And I'm gonna wait until September to find out exactly what's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm doing my very best to protect myself. So there's times when you might see my name on something and you think, oh, Legs hasn't turned up. If I think it's gonna be too busy in that lot, I won't go. I've caught COVID.
You actually caught it?
Yeah, I caught it, and
was it in a bad way?
Yeah, it was a very bad way. Only a few people know. I haven't really told a lot of people, but it took me out for quite a few months.
Wow.
Yeah, but I've recovered from it. It took me ages to recover from it, but I've recovered from it, so I'm alright now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's because your immune system must be a bit strong.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You know what? I've really enjoyed speaking to you. Now, there's a lot of young people out there that need to be influenced by someone, a pioneer like yourself.
Okay.
So somebody wants to get into the business. If you've got any words of advice that you'd like to give them?
Yeah. Get a radio show. That's a good thing. To start off by building your crowd like that. Try and get a residency. Try and do as much, like maybe free events as possible. Get people to come out. I mean, I'll do it like that. And don't be scared to ask questions.
Yeah.
If anybody wants any advice from me, like, they can come and ask me. I'll tell them. I think sometimes people think that, I don't know, because we're kind of doing all right, you can't come and ask us for advice and that. But if anybody wants any advice, for most of the DJs and whatever, they'll give it to you. They'll be happy to give it to you. So if you're not sure about something, ask.
And latest edition is not going to have no more recruits. It's just going to be Legs by himself.
It's going to be Legs by himself, but I'll have people I'm going to be working with. And there's a few MCs that I do work with still. So
they will just come and help you along.
Yeah, I mean, I'll ring them. There's a couple of guys that I ring every now and then if I'm doing a party or something like that.
Yeah.
And they'll come out and help me out. So I think that's probably the best way.
Well, it is definitely the best way, and it's been the best way of me driving all the way down here and speaking to you. And it's been well worth it. So with that, I'd like to say, Legs, this has been all about your life. And on the industry street, we always give a little something. So
my second award.
I would like to present this to you.
Oh, thank you very much.
And if you can open it and just let everybody know, what does it say?
Wow, this is nice. You see my trophy up there?
Oh yeah.
That's what the Rare Groove Cup Clash 1996.
Brilliant.
Oh wow, this is really nice. Oh wow. The Industry Street presents the DJ Legs for your contribution to the music industry. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's DJ Legs from Latest Edition. And with this latest edition, the big sound, this is the man behind it all. This is the man. And we got to give Big G a little bit of the props.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
On that one.
Definitely.
But thank you so much for taking time out and
You
speaking
too.
to us. Got another big banger coming for you next week. But from Peter Terry, from Legs, from Peter Terry. Peace.